And welcome back to Spines and Sparks, the only bookish matchmaking show where I refuse to let readers make their own decisions. Why? Because frankly, I know better. Tonight, we're wrapping up this literary love fest with 3 more incredible booktubers who are about to be forcefully united with their perfect bookish matches. And before you ask, yes, I do accept gratitude in the form of comments, subscriptions, likes, and public declarations that I am, in fact, the most reliable and relatable bookish matchmaker on YouTube. But before we get to the matchmaking, we need to pause for an extremely important occasion. Book Chat with Pat has officially been on BookTube for a whole year. That's 365 days of reviews, recommendations, and at least one book that probably made Pat deeply question her life choices. That's right, folks. It's a Pativersary. And what better way to celebrate than by forcing more books upon her? I'm Nick, and this is DrCrankyPantsReads presents Spines and Sparks. Buckle up, grab a snack, and prepare for bookish matchmaking with absolutely no room for negotiation. For those of you who are just tuning in, or if you need a refresher, here's how Spines and Sparks works. Each reader tonight has been meticulously studied. Yes, I did my research, and I have selected 3 books as their potential bookish soulmates. We'll go through each option, giving it the full dating profile treatment, making sure it's enticing enough to steal hearts and expand TBRs. At the end of each round, I, your self-appointed literary matchmaker, will make the final decision. Why? Because indecisiveness is for cowards, and I am here to make bold, bookish choices on behalf of our contestants. Still with me? Good. Now, a huge shout out to Aaron from Aaron Read a Book, the mastermind behind this tag, whose brilliance has fueled this matchmaking madness. I also need to take a moment to thank Gavin from Genre Books for tagging me in this absolutely harmless, totally low effort BookTuber Name Tag 2025, which I have in true DrCrankyPantsReads fashion stretched across not 1, not 2, but 3 whole episodes. Because restraint, never heard of her. If you haven't done this tag yet, what are you waiting for? Pick some books, force them upon these fellow booktubers, and make some literary love connections happen. Find the prompts in the description. All right, let's get matchmaking. And first up, we have Jack from Spread Book Joy. Jack is one of the most delightful presences on BookTube, championing books that celebrate wonder, curiosity, and learning. Whether it's children's literature, middle grade gems, or books that remind us why reading is just so magical. Jack is all about stories that spark joy. Hence the name, folks. Branding is important. So tonight, we're diving into the world of picture books because, let's be honest, some of the most profound and moving books fit into 32 beautifully illustrated pages. Contestant number 1, come on down. A Different Pond by Bao Phi Thi Bui. This book is small but mighty. It follows a Vietnamese-American boy and his father as they wake before dawn to fish, not as a hobby, but as a necessity. It's a story about sacrifice, resilience, and the quiet love between parents and children. The illustrations are stunning, the emotions hit deep, and it's a book that proves a few carefully chosen words can tell a story that lingers for a lifetime. Contestant number 2, how are you going to top that? This is The King of the Sky by Nicola Davies and Laura Carlin. An immigrant boy feels lost in his new country until he forms an unexpected bond with a racing pigeon. Through lyrical prose and breathtaking illustrations, this book explores the ache of homesickness and the power of small victories. It's the kind of book that doesn't just spark joy, it lands like a warm embrace on a chilly day. Contestant number 3, what do you have to offer? As Edward Imagined by Matthew Burgess and Mark Majewski is a book about Edward Gorey, which, really, do we need to say more? This is a theatrical, wildly creative dive into the mind of one of the most eccentric illustrators of all time. It celebrates imagination, weirdness, and the joy of being unapologetically yourself. Exactly the kind of thing that fits Jack's channel. So who's gonna take the award? It is King of the Sky. Here's why. This is a book about finding home in the unfamiliar, about change, about how even the smallest things, like a pigeon's flight, can be monumental. It's lyrical, heartfelt, and an absolute masterpiece. Now, off you go, Jack. May your bookshelves always be filled with stories that remind us why we fell in love with reading in the first place. Next up, we have Book Chat with Pat. Pat is BookTube's conversational powerhouse. She's sharp, she's insightful, and she's an expert at breaking down what makes a book truly work. Or, in some instances, why it absolutely doesn't. She appreciates wit, nuance, and dialogue that crackles off the page. So tonight, I'm giving her 3 books where the conversations are just as gripping as the plot itself. To celebrate her 1-year BookTube anniversary, I'm picking books with dialogue so sharp it should come with a warning label. These books are where the conversations aren't just good, they're weapons. Let's get started with contestant number 1. This is A House and Its Head by Ivy Compton-Burnett. If Jane Austen and Edward Albee had a literary love child, this would be it. A House and Its Head is a novel of familial power struggles, told almost entirely through razor-sharp, no-holds-barred dialogue. The patriarch of the household, petty, controlling, and absolutely clueless about the emotional carnage and havoc he leaves in his wake, runs his family like a Victorian-era tyrant in a drawing room sitcom. Every sentence is a dagger, every exchange a masterclass in verbal warfare. If you love books where every word is a weapon, this one belongs on your shelf. Contestant number 2, what you got? This is Topics of Conversation by Miranda Popkey. This novel isn't just about dialogue. It is dialogue. It unfolds in a series of confessional conversations between women, covering everything from art to ambition to desire. It is intimate, cerebral, and at times downright uncomfortable, but in the best way that forces you to lean in. Popkey's writing is smart, clipped, and full of those lines that make you pause, highlight, and rethink everything you thought you knew about being a woman in the world. It's the literary equivalent of a midnight conversation that just gets under your skin and won't let go. Contestant number 3, how we wrapping up? This is Scoop by Evelyn Waugh. Ever wanted to witness an absolute train wreck of journalistic incompetence? Welcome to Scoop, where a clueless nature columnist is accidentally sent to cover a war in Africa. Waugh's satire is biting, brilliant, and so alarmingly relevant that you'll swear he time traveled to mock modern media. The dialogue, fast, witty, and dripping with British cynicism. The characters, equal parts ridiculous and painfully real. If you love books where people talk in circles, misinterpret absolutely everything, and still somehow manage to come out ahead, this is the absurdist masterpiece you need in your life. And the winner, Pat, is going to be A House and Its Head. Here's why. It's dialogue at its most brutal and brilliant. Compton-Burnett doesn't just write conversations, she weaponizes them. Every exchange is a duel, every word a carefully aimed blow. If you want to watch a dysfunctional family self-destruct through nothing but politeness and passive aggression, this is the book for you. Now, Pat, off you go. To celebrate that anniversary, may your second year of BookTube be just as sharp, witty, and devastatingly well-spoken as your favorite books. Next up, we have The Roving Reader. Karen is a fellow Michigander. Solidarity. A world traveler and a reader drawn to books that take her somewhere new. Whether through history, culture, or just breathtaking storytelling, she's the kind of reader who wants a novel to sweep her away, to immerse her in different perspectives, and to leave her thinking long after the last page. So I'm setting her up with 3 books that do exactly that. Contestant number 1, come on down. This is The Great Believers by Rebecca Makkai. This novel is about friendship, art, love, and the sheer weight of time. Set across 2 timelines, one in 1980 Chicago at the height of the AIDS crisis, the other in modern-day Paris, The Great Believers follows a group of friends navigating love and loss in the face of an epidemic. It's about those left behind, the memories that haunt us, and the devastating, beautiful connections that shape our lives. Makkai's storytelling is so deeply empathetic, so layered with emotion, that you'll feel like you lived alongside these characters. If you want a book that is as expansive as it is intimate, this one will wreck you in the best way possible. Contestant number 2, let's see what you got. This is The Warmth of Other Suns by Isabel Wilkerson. This is not just history, it's a saga of resilience, migration, and the pursuit of dignity. Wilkerson traces the Great Migration, the mass exodus of Black Americans from the South to the North and West, through 3 personal stories, making history feel deeply personal. It reads like a novel, but every word is true. The writing, stunning. The scope, massive. And the impact, unforgettable. If you love books that help you understand the world and the lives that shaped it, this is a must-read. Contestant number 3, let's see what you've got. This is Homegoing by Yaa Gyasi. This book is a masterpiece of generational storytelling, beginning with 2 half-sisters in Ghana, one sold into slavery, the other marrying into colonial privilege. Homegoing follows their descendants across centuries, continents, and shifting histories. Each chapter is a snapshot, a new generation showing how trauma, resilience, and identity are passed down through time. It's ambitious, it's poetic, and completely breathtaking. If you want a book that spans the globe and weaves together the past and present in the most profound way possible, this is it. So who are we gonna pick? It's The Great Believers. And here's why. Because it's one of my favorite books ever, and it's my show. But no, really, it's a story about history, about love, and about how time changes us, but never quite erases the people we've been. The characters felt real, the emotions are devastatingly raw, and Makkai's writing will wrap around your heart and kind of never let it go. It's the kind of book that stays with you long after you close the last page. I still think about Yale, and so will you. Now go off, Karen. May your bookshelves always take you somewhere new. 3 readers, 3 matches, and 1 game show host who is very reluctant to take down this incredibly low-rent background. I told you I was looking for a reason to keep the twinkle lights up. But honestly, this was actually pretty fun. A little too fun. So if you are a booktuber and you want me to take a crack at matchmaking for you, drop me a comment below. I would be thrilled to keep forcing books upon unsuspecting readers in the name of literary love. And even if you don't volunteer, I might just anyway. I appreciate you, and I hope life is good. Keep reading, keep scheming, and may your bookshelves always be as chaotic as your TBR. See you next time.